I was looking in the mirror and I noticed my facial hair. Some of my beard is kind of like thinned out, and it kind of happened recently. Started happening recently. Um, it it's definitely a product of chemotherapy. Like it's just side effects. Your hair pattern can kind of change. Can either grow back, completely regular or different color, different texture. I've read all types of different experiences. Um, Initially, when my hair started growing back after I just finished chemo, it grew back. It started growing back, like I saw like little silver hairs and white hairs on my chin and my mustache, and I was like, "What the hell?" Like, I was like, "It's just like gonna be the thing now? Like, I'm just gonna have white hair?" Like, I just kept an eye on it as it grew. I was just kind of happy my hair was growing back, honestly. And I remember checking the mirror all the time, checking the mirror all the time, every day, every day, every day. Sometimes twice a day, three times a day. Anytime I went to the bathroom, used the bathroom, I'll just check. I felt like a kid when he's first growing his facial hair. I remember being a middle schooler and being excited to just go look in the mirror and see if my peach fuzz, you know what I'm saying? Check it out, see if it finally grew in, if it's growing in. And I was just like that at 32 years old, just checking my facial hair constantly, like, yo, it's growing back in, it's growing back in, finally. It's one of those things, like, you don't realize you miss it till it's gone. I missed my beard and my facial hair, and also, like, that semblance of normalcy, I guess, but just aesthetically, I missed my beard. And I was hyped. Like I said, I was willing to accept that it was gonna be silver or white or whatever color it came in. But as it started growing in, it was just kind of like the tip the tips of the hairs that were like this silvery white color, and as it grew in its normal, black color. I was ecstatic, man. I was happy. I was super duper happy to finally, have my beard back. And just before I started work again, I had kind of trimmed it down. So I let it grow for about 2 months, and then I just trimmed it down some, and I said I'll let it grow again. I just wanted to kind of reset it a little bit for going back to work and whatnot. So I trimmed it down. I kind of noticed there was like areas that were sparse, and like I don't know, how well the camera will pick it up from here, but it's really irrelevant to this whole video. But the average person won't know because they don't see me all the time. But I recognized it. I saw it. I saw like the patches, and I was like, "What the hell? Like, why is there like these thinned out patches on my beard, on the sides? My cheeks are like a little bit more sparse than usual. Mustache." People around me like, no, 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 it's in your head. It's growing back, or whatever. But I knew there was a change. I knew that it was different. I saw right away that it was different. And it bothered me. It bothered the hell out of me, and I didn't give it any mind to like why was it bothering me, but I just knew that it bothered me. It bothered me. It bothered me. It bothered me. And I kept looking, obsessing over it, and checking the mirror, and facing the reality and accepting the fact that my facial hair pattern or density or whatever you want to call it is altered, is different, it's changed, whether I like it or not. And we have that bad habit, them bad tendencies of hyper focusing and fixating on lack, on what we don't have, on what we're missing, rather than, you know, what we're supposed to focus on. Being grateful for what we do have, being grateful for what is. The abundance mindset, right? And it's easier said than done. It's like, why should it bother me? It shouldn't bother me. You should be proud that you got through this thing and you overcame this thing. But it just bothered me. It just, stuck on the lacking. Stuck on like, why? Why is this like this now? But he who believes he can and he who believes he can't are both right. And common theme that we can thread through all my videos is perspective. And whether I have the right perspective or not is subject to, opinion. Depends who you ask, right? I mean, I'm right, I'm not wrong. There is a change, there is a difference, but that doesn't have to be the only thing that's true. And what's true is that we're so very uncomfortable with change and we don't like change. Not change that's forced on us, right? Like, it's one thing to want to change your circumstances, build your body up, go to the gym, eat healthy. We welcome that. We welcome the change of, a new family member. We welcome the change of graduating. We welcome these changes. It's the changes that life throws at us that we didn't ask for that upset us and throw us for a loop and that we don't like. But oftentimes, that's where the real growth is at. And there's really no need to be ashamed of your battle scars, man. For one, there's people who could always have worse, right? Get worse side effects from certain things. People who go to war and get their legs blown off, and then there's people who come to war and they just, got a few scratches. If the worst I got is, sparse facial hair or some aches and pains or whatever, then how lucky am I? And again, it's all perspective based. I mean, I could look in the mirror and say, well, this isn't fair. I don't look the same. Like, I'm not. There's this change that's affecting me, that I'm allowing to affect me negatively. It's true. It's not wrong. But just as true as me looking in that mirror and saying, like, yeah, I remember that. I remember that battle right there. I remember that. I remember what I went through. Every time I see it, every time I see that change, I see that scar, I'm reminded that I was stronger than the thing that tried to get me. I was stronger. I overcame that. I adapted. It's also true. And we're often so resistant to change, but change is the one constant source of life. It's the one thing that's guaranteed is change. And yet somehow we're still always so resistant to it. Cross arms and throw a fit when things don't go our way or we don't like the way certain things are, instead of adapting. embracing. Don't ever be ashamed of your scars. Don't ever be ashamed of the pain that you've endured to get to where you are. And you might have ugly, ugly souvenirs that you take along the way with you to through life to where you end up, but those souvenirs should be looked at as trophies, man, because you're still here, you're still in the fight, and you still got you still got another chance. And those scars, those trophies are a testament to you being battle tested and indomitable. And if that's not something to be proud of, then I mean, what is really? The beauty of struggle is getting to know yourself, getting to come out the other side with a newfound love and respect and appreciation for just how tough you really are. Because without that, without those tests, without that struggle, you have no way of knowing any of it. I mean, at that point, what's the point? What's the point of anything if you live life constantly on autopilot or easy mode? It's easy to ask ourselves, why me? And why is this happening? Why this change? Why now? All you could do is ask why not. Never be ashamed of your scars.